You're watching Cars.tv.
My name is Bill Ganahl from South City Rod and Custom. So we do a pretty eclectic variety of builds, anywhere from 30s Fords all the way up through 70s, muscle cars. We do trucks. We've done a few big Cadillacs. You name it, if it's got four wheels, I think I can make it look good. The car behind me here is a 33 body with a 34 grille. We call it a 34 Ford, but it is probably the most controversial car that we've ever built by a long shot. It's already creating some interesting responses. The owner, Kobe Gewirtz, he's an artist, and he really wanted to build something that would create controversy. That's really the exact impetus of the car. The 34 Ford, the Model 40, was one of the first really elegant Ford designs. The 32 is probably more famous, but Kobe, the owner, his dad and his brother photographs drag racing. His dad drove drag cars. He's in that genre, that element of hot rodding. So he wanted to use like an early 70s funny car aesthetic and just put it on a 34 Ford, putting this really vertical, harsh lines on this flowing, elegant body, and to do it in a way that we think works, but a lot of people aren't going to think it works, and that's okay. We're really trying to shake things up a little bit. The idea was that it would look like a funny car. A funny car is a type of dragster that was prevalent in the late 60s through the 70s. The zoomies, the headers, the pipes that are coming out the fender are very typical of how the funny car exhaust would come out underneath the body. It's super low, big, huge wheels in the back, little tiny wheels in the front. The engine is a Chrysler Hemi, so one of the famous engines of drag racing. It's a 331 and it's set way back, so we pushed it way back in the frame because race cars would set the engine way back for weight distribution, and coved the firewall way back and made a whole firewall from scratch. The top's chopped pretty severely. We wanted the car to look like a rolling cartoon and then also be functional, which is really hard to do. So it's made to look like a race car where it doesn't have a radiator. So people would look at it and think, oh, there's no cooling system. You couldn't drive it. But what we did was we hid the radiator underneath the back of the car with a fan and then ran all the hoses and tubing up to the front of the engine. But it's all hidden so that no one will know. Building the car is easy. Once you actually have to make it work, that's when we lose all of our money because we're troubleshooting, trying to figure out problems. Brand new parts off the shelf go bad, things that aren't our fault, but definitely aren't the customer's fault. So we have to figure out how to navigate getting the car to actually work properly. And we build our cars to drive. Some of the cars you'll see at these shows are $1 million builds that are never gonna get driven. They're gonna be seen at the show, they're gonna get their trophy and go in somebody's garage. And that's it. I envy the builders who get to do that, but we actually really put a lot of miles on our cars.